I've been riding Fanny for about 1.5 years now, and I go out every day, and we really just explore the wilderness here. It's definitely great to be home in Canada. I grew up not too far from here, and it just is very calming to be able to be out in the Ontario countryside.
Well, you look very natural on the horse. I don't look so natural on the horse.
I'm not that natural. I mean, I just started doing this myself. I still sometimes think about this and I go, I can't believe I'm riding along on my mule here with Ian Hanomansing. This is unbelievable. How did this happen? Jump up with Ian. Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, Charlie?
Yeah, I've been planting trees. These are all fruit trees we planted last year. Nectarines, peaches. There's bears and a wolf pack that we hear and see. I get to go fishing with my dad all the time now, and we grew up fishing together in lakes in Ontario for bass and pike. And it's the first time I've ever lived somewhere where I actually know that I'm going to be here for the rest of my life. So it's a kind of a very comforting feeling knowing that I'm settled like that. It's my canoes.
Wow.
But yeah, this is the...
This is spectacular. Oh
yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's sandy beach, and
It's like an ad for Ontario.
Yeah, it really is. I couldn't even believe it when I found this place and I came down here. I thought, okay, this seems like a nice place to stay for a while. And over, on this side here is all wilderness. So I can go off into the canoe off there, and just there's all sorts of different little secret spots, little coves and things to explore. And
this seems like a silly question after the drive we just took through the beautiful property, but why did you move here?
Well, to begin with, when COVID happened, I wanted to be closer to my family. Remember the airlines shut down and everything was shut down, and my parents are doing great. My dad just turned 83, and my mom's 77 years old. And, they live down the road now. I get to spend a lot of time with them, and we're very close. I grew up in this part of Ontario, and I've always loved the outdoors and fishing and nature, and just being out in the country and able to kind of, recalibrate after a long tour. It's nice to come home to peace and quiet like this.
It's touching that one of the motivations is to be closer to your parents.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, as a kid,
yeah,
you kind of terrorized your parents.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, it was all part of a television show, right? So.
My parents love these animals because they help them cope with stress. Unfortunately, they have a little bit too much stress to cope with these days, so I'm going to have to get them some more animals. Hi, Dad. Hi. How you doing? How you doing? You like pets?
This anyway.
We got a llama, and look, we got donkeys. Come see all the new friends.
Are you doing?
Look, I got you some primal peppers.
Come out there! Hey everybody, it's animal for her time!
The funny thing about the pranks that I pulled on my parents, whether it was when I painted their car or their house or woke them up in the middle of the night, they were annoyed by the sort of outrageousness of some of these pranks, but they kind of would look at the show the next week on public access TV and they'd see this whole show, and they have a great sense of humor, and they'd laugh, and they couldn't sort of really believe what I'd done, really. So they were, never so angry that it was sort of, we're disowning you, or, they were supportive in a way.
But when you painted your the hood of his car,
yeah.
I got the sense he was genuinely angry.
He was angry, but if you watch it closely, my dad's a funny guy, and if you watch it closely, as he's walking towards the bus stop, you see a little smirk appear on his face because he just can't believe what I've done. And then I follow him to the bus stop, and all the neighbors were looking at, this outrageous pornographic image that I painted on the car.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
So to show my parents how much I love them, I've turned my parents' vehicle into more than just a vehicle. I've turned it into the Slutmobile.
Holy Christ.
You're welcome.
Take the car.
Why can't you take the car? What? It's a present for you guys. It's to be nice.
It better be washable or something.
It's not. It's airbrushed.
right.
Dad can't take the bus to work. I'm going to take the Slutmobile to the bus stop. Wow, there's a lot of people at the bus stop. I hope my dad's not embarrassed by his Slutmobile. Come on, I'll drive you to work. What?
That thing better be washed off the there. I don't know how you got it on there.
It's permanent. It's a present. Dad, don't worry if your neighbors see the Slutmobile.
I was thinking the 20-something Tom Green was built for the Instagram, TikTok age. Like you'd be killing it right now if you were in your 20s.
I am killing it right now.
Okay, but you didn't have those outlets at the beginning.
No.
So you needed community access cable in Ottawa.
Yes, exactly. Well, I actually because it's interesting. It's harder in some ways to stand out today. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sort of kidding. I'm killing it right now. It's harder to kill it right now, in a way. I mean, on one hand, it seems easier because everybody has a phone, everybody has a camera, everybody has a way of distributing video content worldwide. But on the flip side, everybody is doing it, right? Whereas in the early 90s, when I was doing my show on public access TV, not everybody was doing a public access TV show. So when it came time to actually move to a real network like MTV, it was really one of the first shows of its kind that was this sort of home-produced, social media type, user-generated show.
Yeah.
And so it was the only show of its kind. So it really stood out. So I think it would be hard today to stand out in today's world. On the other hand, it would be also really fun because there are so many tools available to people, and it's really democratized media for everyone, which is amazing.
So when I do think of you, I think of you as a comedian. I didn't realize how big a role in your life music plays. And I certainly didn't realize that it dates back to your days as a Juno-nominated rapper.
Check the OR, you like it so far. Check the OR, you love the OR. Check the OR, you like it so far. Smack your back and you deal with a deep scar. I will test you from the west of you. Now you know that I'm better than the best of you. I'll remove you quicker than a band-aid. Paid backstage and I'm gone like a renegade. And I don't delay, want the replay like Sinatra. Got you my way.
Oh yeah, bud. Rapper from Ottawa there, eh? Ground zero of the rap universe.
Yes.
Ottawa.
White kid
But,
from Ottawa.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was like it wasn't a joke. It was a for real part of your life.
It was for real, yeah. We were really serious about it, and I started getting into. First, I just started listening to rap music, and it's kind of like rap music was a window into another world that we didn't get on mainstream television. It was something that was raw and uncensored and real, authentic, and so when I discovered Run DMC and then Public Enemy, and so I started writing rap songs, and I started figuring out how do you make those beats. The thing that was neat was like music was so, electronic music was new. There was drum machines. Everything sounded different. I grew up. I was born in 1971. I grew up with classic rock playing all the time, and now you're hearing sort of this electronic beat and this funky electronic beat, and that sort of it really struck my curiosity how they made that, and I would work my summer jobs all summer and then save up, and the first thing I bought was a drum machine, and then I'd save up for a microphone, and then a 4-track tape player.
Wow.
I would record demo tapes of the music, and we got a. Come here, Charlie. Come here, Charlie. Charlie, it's okay. Probably a wolf right now over there. Literally, it's probably a coyote or a wolf up there. It's crazy around here. Charlie, come here. Or a squirrel. It's probably a squirrel. Come here, Charlie. Come here. This is Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, get down. Continuity.
Speaking of Charlie,
Yeah.
the van, Charlie, the desert,
Yeah.
and shooting some beautiful videos.
Yeah. It was it was when COVID happened. My tours were canceled, and I was looking for something to do, and we would drive off into the desert of Arizona or Utah or New Mexico, and I was making these short films for my YouTube channel, and recording music. Let's talk to everybody.
Okay.
The views I'm looking at right now are completely unbelievable. It's almost hard to really completely explain. It's feeling the silence, the complete silence of it. The rock formations are incredible. This is over millennia of erosion. I'd like to tell you more about it, but I don't really know how it works, but I can tell you it's gorgeous. Hey, baby. Hi. I like to find ways of turning off that voice in my head that's sort of constantly nagging away. And
What does that voice say?
it says, you got to do this and this and this. You
Yeah.
got to get this done and this and this done. Like making a television show, as silly as my shows have been over the years. I mean, I've been producing these shows and putting it all together, and just all the little things, all the little pieces that you have to do to make it work are always kind of rattling around in my head. Sometimes it's hard to turn that off, but I found making music, playing, practicing the piano or the guitar, or writing songs, or now living out here in the country and going for a ride on my mule, Fanny, out into nature, is a real good way to stay in the moment, and I find a lot of happiness if I'm in the moment. When you start thinking too much about the future and worrying about all the things you need to do, or thinking about the past and regretting all those, I shouldn't have humped that dead moose back in 1991 or whatever. You kind of can get a little.
Which I should point out is something you did on camera.
I did hump a dead moose.
Yeah, it's not just a saying.
It was a skit. Yeah, it was a skit. Yeah, but Eminem rapped about it.
Yeah.
I just want to go on TV and let loose, but I can't. But it's cool for Tom Green to hump a dead moose. See, so it's nice to be part of the hip hop lexicon. Bright lights fade out. Had a blast going up. Nearly died coming down. Good friends, good times, don't last forever, except in our minds. Someday I will return, flipped everything upside down, just to watch it burn. And you know me from back in the day, ain't it funny how everything can change? And you know me from back in the day, ain't it funny how everything can change and still remain the same?
Bright lights. Do you miss that life? Do you miss LA?
I mean, that song is as much about being happy to be returning home and close to family, and leaving Los Angeles behind and coming back to where I'm from.
You don't miss the special lattes at the coffee shop and the police helicopters and
I don't actually miss living in Los Angeles. I didn't leave because I don't like Los Angeles. No, I did really enjoy living there for the 20 years I was there. I was, it was sort of the center of the show business universe, but that's sort of changed. And that has changed in the sense that you don't need to be anywhere anymore because of the internet, because of social media, because of the way the film industry has changed and the production industry has changed. There's probably more movies and TV shows being shot in Canada than there are being shot in Los Angeles, right? So even within the United States, they're shooting in Atlanta, they're shooting all over on location. So I think a lot of people realized that during COVID, because all of a sudden nobody was going into work. Everybody was at home, but then life went on, and we were able to do business or buy groceries or everything without even leaving the house. Zoom calls, things like this. After after driving for 3 hours in morning rush hour traffic on the 405 freeway to get to Santa Monica for a meeting in a boardroom, at a television channel, to realizing, oh, we're just doing Zoom calls now even within the city. You don't have to be anywhere. So I think it's kind of an exciting time, because anybody can live anywhere they want to live and do whatever they want to do. And in certain fields, if you're a creative person and you want to live in the country close to your family, you can live in the country close to your family. You don't have to move to New York or Los Angeles or anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the cool things about your story. You've become the embodiment of the sort of post-lockdown worker, right? We've done stories on CBC, and it's often about an office worker from Toronto who's moved to the Maritimes and is working via Zoom.
Yeah.
Not a creative artist who is on a farm in Ontario and still pumping out television.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's interesting because so many films want to go out to nature and to the country and get out of the city to film, because it's a beautiful location for filming, and it's what people understand, and people want to see authentic stories. So since being back in Canada, I've reincorporated my production company in Canada, and I'm producing shows now. I have new projects coming out on Prime Video this year, a new TV show about me moving to this farm called Tom Green Country, and a stand-up special that we shot at the National Arts Centre in Ottawa, and also, which is an hour of my stand-up, and I talk a lot about my story as well, and poke fun at some things from the Tom Green Show, and also do some commentary about the world we're living in today, and just have a lot of laughs with the audience. And
Because there are a lot of laughs in the world today.
yeah, it's the more bizarre and strange the world gets, the more it changes, the more there is to make fun of and laugh at, and I think it takes a lot, just the social media in general and how it's affected all of our lives and how it's changed the way we behave in so many ways, from work to dating to family to everything. It's ripe for material that has not really been totally explored yet. So
we got to put our phones away and stay off them. I looked at my phone this morning, the screen time, 60 hours today. Brainwashing us. That's the thing. You don't get bored anymore. You can't get bored. So as soon as you start to get bored, you look at your phone, you're not bored anymore. But it used to be you didn't have that, so you'd get bored and you have to figure stuff out. Start doing stuff that you're not supposed to do, That's what's fun, doing stuff you're not supposed to do because you're bored. Yeah, you ever take Pop Rocks, put them in 7-Up, see if your stomach will explode? Yeah. See? That's how the world works, man. You ever rip the arm off of Stretch Armstrong? Come on. Lick the gelatinous goo that oozes from within? See? The Dow chemical goo. That's how the world works, man. You ever reach your hand in a cereal box, pull out a sticky rubber octopus toy, throw it against the wall, watch it start crawling down the wall, limb over limb. It's 1986, and you're looking at it going, man, the world's getting crazy, man. Just the right amount of stick, right?
As we're doing this interview, you just came back from Newfoundland, and you're about to go to Halifax for a gig, but then see a couple in Tennessee. I was looking at your schedule.
Yeah.
Like, the United States so polarized,
Yeah.
These are kind of dangerous times for some creative people. What do you say, what you don't say? Are you worried at all about being a comedian on a stand-up stage in Tennessee?
No. I mean, honestly, it's pretty polarized here too.
Yeah.
We don't sort of openly feel it necessarily as much, but it is. I mean, especially online. You go online and you start talking politics online, and people are going to let you know how they feel. So I don't talk about politics in that sense in my stand-up. I'm trying to create a place for people to escape this sort of division and come out and have a laugh. And I have lots of people who have grown up watching my show from all sides of the political spectrum. I try to keep my political point of view out of things. I haven't always done that, but I'm sort of learning the more and more I tour and perform that I'm not really interested in going out and trying to divide the audience, because it is divided. And a lot of comedians now find that they have to sort of decide, well, I'm going to choose this side of the political spectrum, and that's going to be my angle. And so then when you're performing, doesn't matter what city you're in, some people in the audience are going to feel excluded, right? So I like to make fun of other things that are universally annoying, and leave some of the political commentary up to other people. But you do learn that is a real issue. When you.
That's your mule, in case anybody's wondering.
Yeah. That's Kia. She's the donkey.
Oh,
so
donkey.
She's
Okay,
the donkey,
sorry.
and Fanny's the mule. But same thing. Yeah, that's Kia the donkey, and she disagrees with everything that I just said. Is what's going
That's
on.
right.
Yeah.
Or it's 12 o'clock. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
Let me end this with a maybe unfairly big question, but as I think about you and your career, like, you do not fit into any simple category. I mean, you describe yourself as a stand-up, but you're a programmer. You're all the things that you described you were. And you found, unique, sometimes unusual ways to do your creative stuff, including, being a 19-year-old white rapper that was nominated for Juno Award.
Yes.
What's the lesson of your story? For creatives out there, or would-be creatives, what's the lesson of the Tom Green story?
I would say that, if you have a dream, right? If you really, really do have a desire to do something, we're living in a world where the only thing standing between you and your dream is yourself, okay? You can get up in the morning and you can do something every day to move yourself a bit closer towards realizing your goals. You have a cell phone in your hand that is a digital connection with the entire world. Never before in the history of civilization has that existed, where you could be in a small town in Ireland or Tokyo or wherever and be communicating and sending broadcast video. The gatekeepers in that sense are gone. You don't need to work your way into a big corporation in order to just be able to have a voice. So with that opportunity, I mean, really the only thing standing in the way of it is yourself. And people say, well, you can sort of in your head come up with all of these reasons why it's impossible. I do that every day, and I try to train myself to not listen to that voice in my head. That's why I like walking in the woods and making music. It sort of turns that negative voice off in your head. I think if you have a dream, you have to kind of go, okay, well, what do I enjoy doing? You got to enjoy doing it. So you have to pick something you really have to pick something and focus on it. Mm-hmm. If you want to be a musician, maybe you should really write a song every day. If you want to be a comedian, go down to the comedy club and get up on stage. Don't just keep thinking about it or telling yourself you're going to do it next week. You got to go do it. And then I'd say the number one thing is once you start, don't quit, right? Because it can be very difficult in this business, when you have to face disappointment, failure, things don't go the way you want them to go. But you learn so much every time you do something that doesn't work. You go, okay, I'm not going to do that again, or I'm going to do it differently next time. And so you actually learn more from that. So you can't let yourself get discouraged because things don't instantly happen for you. And just know that if you really believe in yourself, if you really, really, really love what you're trying to do, and you get up every day and do it, there's probably no better time than right now to pursue your dreams.
You brought it home. That's a great answer.
Yeah, thanks. Well, yeah, that's been something that I've consistently come back to.